Hey guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a beginner's guide to what Ethereum actually is. We're going to be doing an overview of the basics of blockchain technology and then an overview of the basics of Ethereum and its use cases. Now, a lot of my regular viewers will already know what this is, and if you're one of them, this may not be the best video to watch. Anyway, if you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. Now, the first thing that we need to understand when we're talking about Ethereum is we do need to understand Bitcoin. This is because Bitcoin is the first iteration of blockchain technology, and Bitcoin is the basis to which Ethereum was built upon. So, let's start by understanding Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized currency which individuals can trade without the need for an intermediary. This means I can send Bitcoin to somebody else and nobody will be in the middle. Generally, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, or the big banks will be in the middle of these transactions, and these actors will take a cut out of the transactions, and we do actually need to rely on this middleman to make the transaction. If the banks are closed or if PayPal goes down, well, you can't make that transaction. Bitcoin is fully decentralized and it allows individuals to do this without having anybody in the middle. Each transaction is validated and confirmed by the entire network. To incentivize doing this, Bitcoin is rewarded, and this is what we commonly call Bitcoin mining. So, there's thousands and thousands of people all around the world, and on their computers they are validating transactions and they are confirming all of the transactions. And these people get Bitcoin in reward, so there's an economic incentive to do this. Now, all transactions are recorded on a fully public ledger known as the Bitcoin network, so you can see every single thing that has ever happened on Bitcoin, right down to when Bitcoin was first created back in 2009. So, that was a low-level overview of what Bitcoin is, and now that we know what Bitcoin is, we can expand on it by introducing Ethereum. Now, the problem with Bitcoin is that it does not fulfill a lot of different use cases. On Bitcoin, all you can do is send Bitcoin to other individuals. There's a whole range of other things that blockchain technology can do that Bitcoin does not quite fulfill. Now, Ethereum fulfills a lot of these other use cases. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum is not a currency. Rather, Ethereum is a decentralized platform to which anybody can build off, and we'll get into what this means a little bit more. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum is able to perform a range of different functions and different use cases. However, similar to Bitcoin, these functions are performed without the need for permission, trust, and middlemen. Anybody is able to use the Ethereum network, there's no need for permission. Ethereum is also completely trust-free, as we don't need to trust a middleman. All we need to do is trust the code and trust the Ethereum network, which has never been proven wrong in its entire history. Now, Ethereum can perform a range of different functions through something called smart contracts, and we're going to first begin by understanding what smart contracts are, and then look at some of the functions that it can perform. Essentially, smart contracts represent an if and a then situation. This is very similar to normal contracts, whereby if something happens, then something else will be returned. However, different to normal contracts, Ethereum is completely decentralized and it doesn't need a middleman to execute the normal contract. In a normal contract, if somebody doesn't fulfill their contractual obligations, they're probably going to need to go to the courts and trust those courts. Whereas on Ethereum, the code will ensure that the contractual obligations are fulfilled. Let's look at a brief example. If I get driven to the city, then the driver will be paid. So this is a simple if and a then situation. If somebody drives me to a certain location, Ethereum will figure out this will happen and then it will send the driver money. The driver doesn't need to actually rely on the individual sending the money, and there's no need for middlemen. This example would directly cut out something like Uber. Uber would no longer be needed as a middleman, and the state would no longer be needed to regulate everything that happens. Of course, when you're using Ethereum, you won't need to give the third party any cut of the profits. all you'll need to do is directly pay the driver and the Ethereum network will execute this transaction. So this is the benefit of Ethereum, and it is highly competitive with traditional use cases. Now, smart contracts gift Ethereum a range of different use cases. Ethereum is commonly referred to as Web3. The reason it's referred to as Web3 is because it extends on the functionality and programmability of the current internet. The current internet is referred to as Web 2, and this is because the current internet cannot execute contractual agreements. The current internet does need middlemen and third parties to help it along. Ethereum can essentially fulfill all of the use cases of the current internet, but with no need for any middlemen. Now, anybody is able to build anything off Ethereum, and this is all made possible by smart contracts. Insurance, borrowing and lending, video games, and more are currently being built off Ethereum, and a lot of people are using these platforms. If you're doing something like borrowing and lending off Ethereum, you don't need a middleman to take a cut of that percentage, and you can get a lot better rates in borrowing and lending, which has proven very competitive on Ethereum. Now, this is all made possible by smart contracts, and as we know, smart contracts start off very simple with an if and a then situation. However, they can become more and more complicated to allow for a range of different use cases with that very similar base. So, another big use case for smart contracts is smart contracts are all recorded and stored on the blockchain. Anybody can look back through Ethereum's history and see and verify everything that's happened. You can go back and look at all of the smart contracts that were executed back in 2016 and 2017 when Ethereum was just getting off the ground. Now, this allows information to be stored on top of Ethereum, and anything can be verified through Ethereum. For example, the European Union currently stores and verifies $100 million worth of government bonds off the Ethereum network. Anybody can verify that anything has been done on the Ethereum network, and this opens up a range of different use cases across the world. We're already seeing numerous companies flooding to Ethereum to use Ethereum's smart contracts, such as LexisNexis, one of the biggest legal data providers in the world, and Marsh Global, an insurance company. Now, Ethereum can essentially do everything. It is a large platform that is comprised of numerous applications and use cases. Anybody can build anything off Ethereum, and this is why Vitalik Buterin is commonly known as the builder for builders. This is because Vitalik Buterin built Ethereum and he built the infrastructure to which everything else can be built off, which is very cool and interesting. Now, you may be wondering, what's the point of investing in Ethereum? What's the use for the Ether currency? Now, as I've already alluded to, Ether is the currency backing Ethereum. This means whenever you buy some Ethereum or invest in Ethereum, you're buying Ether. Now, unlike Bitcoin, Ether is not money. Ether is not meant to go off and buy shirts or shoes within the real world. Ether has an entirely different use case. The main use case for the Ether token is its use to pay for these smart contracts to be executed. Every time somebody wants to execute a smart contract, Ether will need to be bought and paid for to execute that smart contract. This is a relatively small fee, and it will only get smaller over time. Now, this does actually give Ether a degree of fundamental value, and Bitcoin doesn't have this same fundamental value. Ethereum can't drop that much, as people do need to actually buy the token to pay for these smart contracts to be executed, and there is a proper built-in demand for the Ether token. Of course, you can buy Ether directly as an investment. Now, when you buy Ether directly as an investment, what you're doing is you're betting that the platform is going to get bigger and bigger over time, and as a direct result, more and more people will need Ether to pay for smart contracts. Now, there are a few other use cases for the Ether token, such as staking and its use as trustless collateral in decentralized finance. However, we're not going to go through those in this video, as they are a little bit higher level, and this video is an overview of the basics. Anyway, that essentially brings us to the end of the video and the end of what Ethereum is. Ethereum is a decentralized platform that anybody can build anything off. You can build smart contracts and applications off, and we're already seeing tons and tons of companies come to Ethereum to build their own applications off. We're already seeing hundreds of thousands of users come onto the Ethereum network to use all of the applications on it. And if you want to learn more and more about Ethereum, I have a lot of higher level videos on Ethereum, exactly what it does and exactly what you can use it for, so those may be worthwhile watching. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the video, and thanks for watching the video.